They are, Chris. We've seen American Airlines today talk about increased flexibility for flights to Shanghai and Beijing, giving passengers an option whether or not to travel right away. Here at DFW at the International Arrival Gate, we've seen 2 flights from China here this afternoon, with some passengers wearing masks, others not. Now, what you see on your screen is that map we talked about that shows the 20 different locations throughout the U.S. that have these quarantine stations. 3 are in Texas, El Paso, here in DFW, and down in Houston. 18 of those 20 are up and running. One of the 2 that is not is actually here at the airport. Now, the CDC says the quarantine stations will help decide for health professionals whether ill persons can enter the U.S. and what measures should be taken to prevent the spread of contagious diseases. Now, in the last few hours, again, we saw passengers arrive from flights from Shanghai and also Hong Kong. Of course, even though Hong Kong not a part of mainland China where this coronavirus outbreak started, many of them wearing masks purely as a precaution.
Because everyone else is wearing it.
Do you feel safer with it on?
Kind of.
One of my work colleagues is coming back today from China, so I don't know if he's coming back now or not.
Now tonight, DFW Airport says it does expect the CDC to get this quarantine station up and running here at the airport at some point, but the timeline on when that will happen remains to be seen. We're live at DFW Airport. Back to you.